Can I retire early? What if I'm broke? That makes things a little more complicated. Let's get into it and figure out how we're going to do it. So, can I retire early? That's the real question. I'm 54. I don't want to wait till I'm 62 or 65. I want to try to enjoy my life now while I'm still healthy enough to do it. But I don't exactly have a big retirement fund. In fact, I don't have a pension. I don't have anything in place, really. So I'm sure a lot of you out there, you want to retire. Who wants to work for the rest of their lives? I even enjoy my job, but I don't want to work until I'm dead. I want to enjoy life. I want to get together with my wife and go out into the world, see things and do things that isn't work. I mean, we all put in our days, our 9 to 5s, or Monday through Fridays, or whatever your schedule is, and it just becomes a routine. It becomes part of your life, and you always have to plan for your vacations and, you know, put yourself in a position where you can achieve those. And I love that part of life, and I want it to be more of it. I want it to be my retirement is to be a vacation. It doesn't have to be all fun and games and helicopter rides. Um, and I know I can't afford that, but what I do want to do is stop working and start living life, spending time with my family and my kids and my grandkids. So my goal is not to work until I'm dead, and I'm sure you feel the same way. Um, I'm 54. If I wait until I'm 62 to collect my Social Security, um, it's not going to be shit, you know. And I need to figure out how, and hopefully with your help, how to get this accomplished without waiting until I'm 62. Um, I don't have a pension, and I have very little 401k. Yes, I regret not planning ahead of time, but when you're younger, you don't think about it. You're just trying to get on your feet, you're trying to get established, you're trying to be stable. And I haven't put the things in position that need to be put into position. So I'm not looking for a life of luxury um, as far as retirement. My goal is probably going to be RV life. I have an RV, and I love going out. I love camping, of course, but most camping that I've done in my life is tent camping, and you're paying a fortune to live like a homeless person, and that's great, but I'm ready for glamping, you know, RV life. And it's attainable, but it, uh, it requires some precision in putting my finances together so that I can do that. And RV life itself is can be very simple. I mean, just going to places to see them, and you know, hikes and walks and um, seeing landmarks. It doesn't have to be jet skis and helicopter rides. Um, so my goal is to figure out how do I supplement my income. And right now, my income sustains us, and it allows us to go on a vacation here and there. But I need an income that will sustain me in retirement. And without a 401k, without a pension, and trying to do it early, that means without Social Security until that's available. Um, you know, I wish that I put stuff into place, started paying into 401ks early. I did when I was younger, in my late 20s. I was buying into 401ks with companies I was with, but we fell on times where I had to go and grab it, take it out, and use it to keep us afloat. And I also wish I might have worked on getting a job where there was a pension. but that just wasn't my career path. Probably should have done some investments too earlier on in life, because they would be paying off at the time that I'm ready to retire. But that's not my story, and it's probably not a lot of people's story. And I think that maybe we can go through this journey together and learn from each other what you've done, what I'm doing or might do. I'm open to suggestion. So a few things that I'm considering of how I'm going to supplement my income. Obviously, at 62, I can take my retirement, Social Security, and I'm probably going to. I've done some calculations, and you go onto socialsecurity.gov, ssa.gov, they will tell you what you're going to get when you retire. And I've already completed the 40 years or 40 credit hours or credits needed to retire. I started working when I was 14, and I'm 54. That's 40 years. It's like a whopping $1,500 a month. What am I going to do with that? Like, that doesn't pay my bills. That, I'm with insurance and groceries, and you know how much food is. The other thing about Social Security is that you could wait. If I waited until I was 67, 5 more years, it goes up $600 more, $700 more a month. But I calculated that if I take the $1,500-ish for 5 years, I'm going to be bringing in over $90,000 between 62 and 65. So that's $90,000 I wouldn't have gotten if I waited. I would have had to go out and earn it. And it will take that additional $700 a month. It's going to take an additional 10 years or more to make up that $90,000 difference, to make it worth it. No, I'm not doing that. So Social Security is definitely an option for me. Next option is an investment property. So currently I'm living in a house, and I own this house, but not outright. I have a plan in place, which I used AI to help me figure out, but you can also do it through your banking agencies to figure out how much you owe and what you will owe after X amount of payments and so on, and figure out how much extra to pay it off early. A lot of people just extra payment a year or this and that. That's not quite how it works. But what I figured out is if I pay an additional $600 into my principal every month, I'll have this house paid off in 5 years. And that's right about the time that my truck will be paid off and my RV. So in 5 years, I should be debt free, as long as my truck and my RV don't fall apart. So that's definitely participating in my goal. But I have also considered taking money out, equity out of the house for an investment property, like a duplex or something like that. That the problem with it is that I have ran some of the numbers, and I have notes here. And running the numbers on an investment property is absolutely the goal. You can't just go and buy it because you like it. You have to buy it because it's going to make you money. But right now, duplexes in my area are going sometimes in the $250,000 range. So a mortgage on that, if I put 15% down or 20, they might want 20 because it's investment property. Even with a 7% mortgage rate, which they're coming down, you're still looking at $1,900 a month for your payment. And so that's $950 aside that I have to be getting. Now, rent in this area for, let's say, a 2-bedroom, 1-bath duplex could be $950 to $1,100. Might even be $1,200 if it's a little nicer. But you're not making any money on that. $200 a month extra over what your mortgage payment is. You got to save that for repairs and everything else. The bonus of having an investment property would be that you're paying, or the mortgage is being paid by somebody else, and it is paying into that loan. So it's decreasing the loan amount, and your value of your home is going up. So your overall ratio, if you decide to sell 5 years down the line, you've paid into that house, you've reduced your loan cost, and maybe property has gone up. You could profit from the sale of that property. So that is a consideration still, even if it's not making supplemental income. And so that's another option. And then another thing I've thought about is just not trying to find an investment, but buying a piece of property, say 3 to 5 acres in Florida somewhere, because I'm tired of these winters. But 3 to 5 acres in Florida, and over the next 5 years, paying, building onto it. In other words, clearing trees and adding septic and electrical, and maybe a travel trailer, or not a travel trailer, but a mobile home, and somewhere to go to, somewhere to retire to. Them, it's going to be self-sustaining. It is another option, and if I pay it off or buy it outright, then but of course I got to pull equity out of the house for that, so that's an additional time frame of payment. So it all comes down to how much can I do in the short amount of time that I have? Can I retire in the next 5 years? So the process is concerning. And my wife even said, let's just sell the house and we'll live off the money. Well, that would be great. And let's just say the house was worth $300,000. It's not quite. But if I live off of $35,000 a year, that will last me 8.5 years. And then I'll be out of money and a home. If I live off $25,000 a year, I'll make it 12 years. And then I'll be out of a home. But, I mean, the possibility is there that, do that 12 years at $25,000 a year, let's say living in the RV, I'll be 67 in 12 years. Or, 67. And then I'll collect my Social Security then. And it'll be $3,000 something a month, and I'll just go live in an apartment until I die. Somebody else can mow the lawn. I don't know. There's so many different ways to figure it. I can keep this house and go on the road in my RV, and try to survive on a duplex income or Social Security or something, and rent this house out or Airbnb it. And that could be pretty good too, because I'm holding on to my investment. It'll be paid off in 5 years, so all that money will be profit, and I can get $1,200-$1,400 a month to rent out my house. I don't know. What are your thoughts? What do you think? Go to the comments and write down what your thoughts are on some of my plans and which one you think would be good. Tell me what your plans are. What do you have in place? Put it in the comments. And consider subscribing to the channel. I know it's new, but I'm going to be posting on a regular, and I want to kind of share this journey, and I need your help. I need other outside influences to try to figure out what path, because as you can see, I've got a lot of different ideas coming into my head, and I haven't implemented anything yet, but time's ticking. Getting older, and I'm definitely tired of working. I want to go enjoy my life. So we'll see where this goes, and we're gonna travel these adventures together. All right. Well, thank you for your time.